Today's Wednesday, December 9th, 2015. You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today at www.eesf.org. Hey, everybody, got a short show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, it is good to be here. Where I am, I'm not hearing myself very good. Hopefully you can all hear me out there. Microsoft did its wonderful Tuesday night, upgrade patch deal, download. I hate that. Why can they not just get it right? Anyway, managed to shut my production computer down right in the middle of everything I had, which was just not, like, what is going on? Thank goodness it restored and everything was fine. Anyway, let me. All right, just made an adjustment there. So, but anyway, it's good to be here this Wednesday morning. Where last night, man, I laid in bed and I just could not go to sleep. It's just like, man, I just had a million things going through my mind of stuff I got to get done, just projects we're working on, and it's just, man, I just feel like the end of the year is coming to a real busy one. So, it's just busy. Plus, I just got to take a breath, relax, breathe in, breathe out, all that good stuff. So glad to see that the show today is going to be much shorter. Actually, as I found the articles online, I figured, there's not that much on there, online. Maybe I'll just kind of push it into next week, but figured I had as much done and didn't lose everything. So everything was good to go. So as always, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Great for you to be here, and hopefully you find some value in the articles that we do cover. And if you do, feel free to share those with those that you work with, your coworkers, colleagues, customers, whatever. And that's about it. So as always, send your email comments to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com, or feel free to comment on the post over at elevatorradioshow.com, depending on where you're picking up the program, whether it's on YouTube or on the iTunes podcasting app or through Blueberry or whatever other aggregator you're pulling this program in from. If you go to elevatorradioshow.com and you do a keyword search for the show that we're talking about, this one is show 414, you can go ahead and find that. And then also you can add comments. Actually, not all the posts have comments in them. I've been disabling them, but feel free to add comments if you like. Comments from the peanut gallery, whatnot. Love to definitely hear from you, as long as they're not a bunch of spam. When we had our website hosted over on WordPress, literally we had what seemed to be 60 to 100 spam comments a day that just could not be shut up quick enough. So hopefully Squarespace does a little bit better job with that. Hey, one other thing I did want to talk about. If you are a business owner, and and you had a good year, many of you have had good years, many of you have not. I encourage you to look at if you're trying to get rid of some extra cash or some profit, and if you want to donate to the EESF, it's a great opportunity to do so. When you think about it, the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation provides a valuable resource to our industry, to the general public, and we are still really trying to collect more funds so that we can get the program, the safetyrider.org website up and online. We have the video made. We have the activity sheet all set. We just kind of need to tie it all in together with the website. So if your accountant is looking at you during your next meeting and saying, hey, you got to do something here, please consider making a donation or another donation, even if you've already given a donation. They're tax deductible. Not that that really means a whole lot. And I don't mean to say it like that. I mean to say it in the sense that it may or may not help your business. Anyway, that's the bottom line. Or if you don't, consider donating to the ESF, consider another charitable organization. It doesn't have to be the ESF. The ESF is our industry's non-for-profit organization or entity that we all should be supporting, regardless of whether or not we all make the equipment or don't make the equipment or what our parts are in that. So that's just my PSA. Maybe I'll talk about it next week as well. But again, if you're trying to show a profit that is less, that doesn't, you just consider that as a viable option, or perhaps another charitable organization. But make sure that if it is another organization, you definitely look in and see where their money is spent. Nothing drives me more crazy or crazier than reading headlines or doing some research on a charitable organization only to find that the CEO is making $500,000 a year when it is for an entity that is supposed to be doing good, which does do good, and their only recourse or response to having to pay a CEO $500,000 a year or more or less or whatever is that's the only way we can get qualified talent. And I think that's a bunch of BS, total BS. So take a look at all that and take a look and see where the money that you donate and how it's used to further the mission and goal of the organization that you are, you're interested in. That's my only advice to you. Okay, so up next we'll get into the news. Well, like I said, we'll have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, first news article of the program, inside the haunted elevator. For those of you who live in Los Angeles, you probably know all about this hotel, but it is the hotel that inspired the American Horror Story. And you know what? My oldest son, Zach, is so into the paranormal stuff. Not really so into it, but he watches the programs where you got a TV crew with night vision going into some abandoned psychiatric hospital only to find out, only to hear noises, throughout the night and then feel cold air brushing up against him, stuff like that. To me, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just can't get into it. I just can't do it. It's, do I think that things out there are real or, paranormal that we cannot explain? Sure, I do. Do I want to experience any of them? No, I don't. So literally, good article, and it does talk about a scary place, haunted hotel, which I really wouldn't want to go to. Wouldn't really want to go to any haunted location. Come on. Sorry, pop-up ads. So anyway, check that out. Link is in the show notes. And if you've ridden on that elevator, I'd love to hear your comments on that or hear what it's like, etc., etc. Okay, Sports Illustrated, for some unknown reason, which I have no idea, has a post that has nothing to do with sports at all, but it is titled Places to Stand in an Elevator Ranked. My goodness. Is this what our media, our online media has come to? Apparently, I don't even know who completed the survey, but apparently, actually, I don't even know if there's results to this, to be honest with you. I wouldn't click on anything on this page, but hopefully not. The study isn't being funded by anyone. And again, I don't know why Sports Illustrated is doing this. I'm not a big fan of their magazine. Don't get it, whatever. And I'm sure we have many in our industry, at least on the technical side, or who work with the equipment, because it's a mainly male-dominated industry, that might enjoy the Sports Illustrated swimsuit model edition or whatnot. So anyway, yeah, it's somewhat ridiculous. Okay, BART, the Bay Area Rapid Transit, has a escalator status website, which is currently in beta mode. But my question is, I mean, this is cool, and I'm sure I know the company that perhaps interfaced their system to make this possible, but who is this really helping? I mean, escalators were not designed, are not intended for those that have disabilities, or require increased accessibility. I mean, obviously, I'm not talking about people who need to, who have trouble getting up and down the stairs, either due to age or some type of handicap or injury or whatever. But the reality is that what are you going to do differently if you know that the escalator is being repaired at the Montgomery Street? Would you really change what you're doing? I mean, I understand why they're doing this, just to provide some information. But what's going to happen here is you're going to find some news media outlet's going to just latch onto this information and basically come up with some summary about how, when escalator's been down, how long they've been down for, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just don't get, the escalator deal with this. They do have elevator statuses, and there's only one elevator service at this time at Montgomery Street Elevator. Thank you. And so I guess it's good. I can understand elevators being a bigger issue than escalators, but like, really, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm not going to go to the Montgomery Street because I need the escalators down. I mean, it could be a major problem if the elevator's down at that same location, which unfortunately it is. So, well, maybe not. Well, one elevator's out, but maybe there's another one. I don't know. So I bet a lot of money was spent on this, and I just wonder really what the return is, other than, obviously providing information to its riders. I don't know. I just don't. I don't really get it. I guess give them a hat, an A for effort. How about that? Okay, PR Newswire reporting CNIT signs pact for installation of new media elevator terminals in the Sichuan province. This is in Shenzhen, China. This company is apparently a company that provides internet-based platforms, products, and services, and has entered into a strategic partnership agreement with another company to provide new elevator terminals across the province. They're looking at installing 10,000 of the terminals, which will be sold and installed within the next several years. The company will receive one-time terminal sales and recurring monthly service fees over the period. That sounds like a pretty good deal for them. But it's going to, I don't know. I'm really not sure what this does, but provides advertising, I guess. I don't know. This is coming from PRNewswire.com. Maybe in the future we'll see what these actually look like. Next news article. Not a big fan of the attorneys out there. If you've got any attorneys out there listening to the program, I'm not your biggest fan. I don't care if you're chasing ambulances or whatever. Yeah, just not my biggest fans out there. Washingtonian.com. By the way, that's a terrible name for a news media thing. Has an article talking about this man has spent 30 years suing the Metro, which is WADA, and he knows everything bad that could happen to you. The good news is elevators and escalators are not in the article, other than him taking it down to a train platform with the person who's interviewing him. Oh, but come on. I wonder how much money he's made. Let's get into the details of that. You want to cover a media article story on this? Marissa, ask him how much money he's made over the years in what he does. I'm not saying there aren't issues, but the reality is guys that are looking for, attorneys that are looking for cases hanging around ambulances and whatnot just drive me crazy. I know everybody's got to make a living, but man, anyway. Okay, City of Edmonton hopes more oversight to solve problems. This is in Canada. City plans to hire a new foreman to oversee contractors working on the escalators in a bid to keep them in service more often. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know whether or not the person hired has a background in this, or if he's just more of a project manager. Obviously, I think we'll see if that makes any sense or not. But not a whole lot of information on that. You can read about that. Link is in the show notes. Next news article. Come on. Internet's running very slow today for some reason. This story has everything wrong with it. I didn't even post the actual title of it because I did not want it to be Google mined or found. StarTribune.com, what's going on in escalator dance in downtown Minneapolis? Holy crap. Look at the image on this. You've got two ballet dancers on an escalator without shoes on, riding it or doing a dance or whatever. This is so wrong. Dance duo Hijack performed Thursday on an escalator at the Mayo Clinic Square. It's at the Mayo Clinic. Wait, Mayo Clinic Square. I'm assuming that's a hospital. I guess it's good that they're there because when their little toes, their feet get caught or stuck or whatever. I mean, do we need a sign that says you must wear shoes on escalators? Man, this is terrible. And it shows an image on top of it. They should take it down. This is a letter to the editor on this one. I'm going to go ahead and do this later on this morning because it is awful. I mean, this is not what we're trying to do here, and it shows definitely unsafe behavior, and that's why I didn't link any of the information from the title or in the article so that Google doesn't find it and it doesn't spread virally other than just in the Minneapolis area. Okay, next article. Experts say space elevator is I can't pronounce it. Inevitable. There we go. Did it. Woo. And hey, how many of you out there remember when cable TV had a box that went on your TV and you had a little knob that literally would turn the channel. You had to get off your recliner. You didn't have a remote, and you had to get up there and turn it to the channel, and it the whole device connected to your antenna feed, had to turn your channel on channel 3. Well, back then in those days, but the point I'm trying to make here is that the Weather Channel back then was actually legit. Didn't have a bunch of frickin' videos that show all this stupid stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. But I understand in today's internet and media world, they got to try to make money. And apparently the weather is not, reporting on the weather is just not enough to make money on. So anyway, they link these stupid articles that are linked from other places and whatever. Well, apparently elevator to space is inevitable, experts say in Reddit AMA. So let's find out who these experts are. A space elevator may happen sooner than you thought, but probably not how you thought. In a recent Ask Science AMA series, filmmakers, scientists, and entrepreneurs working on Film Skyline came together to answer questions about the probability and practicality of space elevators. And Michael Lane, who's the founder of the space elevator, which, I've got a lot of respect for him, states, naturally, I do think it will happen. Like most of us, he thought Earth's elevator would be the first on the list, but now his plan is quite the opposite, first up the moon. Lunar Space Elevator Infrastructure, or LSIE or ELSI, is buildable now with current technology. I think that we will build an elevator on the moon first. Well, geez, that's not very difficult. That will teach us a lot about issues regarding construction on the Earth. Okay. Anyway, so who are the experts here? Michael Lane. I guess Michael Lane could be an expert because he's been working on this pipe dream for quite some time. I know nanotube technology is there. I don't know what the moon elevator is going to look like, but our filmmakers, scientists, I wonder what scientists were quoted in terms of being experts. So again, I'm not taking anything away from the space elevator. I would love to see that happen someday. I hope my kids help make that a reality. But to title an article "Experts," I don't know, and then to have it on the freaking Weather Channel. Come on, Weather Channel. Let's promote some or cover some better media than what you guys actually push to your site with stupid videos that occasionally I click on and I'm like, and then there's an ad for 30 seconds. I'm like, screw this, and then I delete it or just close it down. So, okay, real serious accident that occurred, really not an accident, but result of a man suffering a heart attack and then tumbling down the escalator at Elephant Plaza Metro Station. Man, that hurt. That hurt to say that, and I didn't even say it right. Anyway, I hope he's going to be okay. He listed in critical condition, but as you can imagine, falling down an escalator and not having a heart attack is bad, but when you have a heart attack and you fall, that's just awful. So we hope he's going to be okay. Many riders at the scene thought that he might have been dead. So anyway, next article: woman was rescued from elevator during fire alarm. Kind of scary, and this is a good reason why elevators should have fire service on them. And I'm not sure if this actually was one that did or did not have, or what the details specifically were. But apparently, Madison, Wisconsin, a woman was trapped in an elevator after a fire alarm went off and had to be rescued. Scary place to be during a fire alarm. Firefighters were called to a building on the report of a fire alarm sounding. 2 firefighters working on rescuing the woman in the elevator while others searched for what set off the alarm. Woman was rescued from the elevator. Within moments, she was not injured. Firefighters said that the elevator maintenance room had a slight haze of smoke due to a malfunctioning motor, setting off the smoke alarm. So good that went off. You hope that more elevator equipment out there does have fire service on it, so that if that does happen, as long as sprinklers don't go off or there's not a fire in the machine room and the shunt trip doesn't, activate, the car should go down to the first floor in a perfect world. And again, firefighter service needs to be tested monthly, which is really important to do. And the last news article for today's program: man recovers after home elevator fall. Apparently, this is kind of a big one. This is coming from PAnews.com. EDC's Basti breaks both feet in home elevator fall. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. And I'm not going to click on the link here to do the questions and surveys and all that crap, because I am not doing that. Let everybody do that if you want to read more about it. This actually happened in, where did it happen? Port Arthur? Sounds about right. The news, PAnews.com reporting. And I told you I'd have you out of here in no time, and I stuck to my word on that. So, as always, thank you for tuning in today. If you've got comments, please feel free to share them on the comments section on the website, elevatorradioshow.com. Also, if you go to the bottom of the page link there, click on the subscribe link, put your email address in there, and then you should get an email when shows are uploaded. Just please note that a lot of the spam settings and filters, all that, are preventing a lot of the emails from getting through, so I apologize. So if you subscribe over on iTunes or YouTube, you'll get an update as soon as those audio and video programs have been uploaded. And that's going to do it for the show, everybody. As always, be safe out there. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy this wonderful weather, if it's not raining in your neck of the woods. And we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.